But you know what? When a business decides to walk away from the table and take their name off a tower, and they could file for bankruptcy and walk away from it, they don't care about the people that are working there, right? They don't care about whether we have a pension or not, right? They walk away from all those obligations, right? So when we advocate on these issues, we're advocating not just for us and our members, we're also advocating for the wider community, right? And so that's where we are. So any question on the costing or anything on this?
So, Brother Mark,
Yes,
the
sir.
thing about the 1%, during negotiation you hear the reference to 1%.
Yes.
We want people to understand what the term means,
Right.
what it implies.
Right.
But the other part why we wanted Brother Mark to come is that the charge say you know, $40,000,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If a take-home pay of $40,000 scheduled salary, but it's 70 how much? 76? How much is that?
That's about 76,000.
So
76.
even though it's 40,000, it's 76,000. But the point I'm pointing out is that if there was not the union, right, the management can just knock off some of those things
Absolutely.
as easily as that. Because could you speak about the tri-bar doctrine and the implication of that?
Probably, but I want to drive it a little closer by saying, look at what happened to the managers. You guys work in some of the city agencies, right? What did mayor do, or union-friendly mayor? He says, you know what, you managers, I'm going to give you paternity leave, right? And I'm going to take 2 vacation days from you. 2 vacation days from you, and get rid of the .52, which we use to create extra differentials and stuff for this unit and stuff like that, right? We use that to create longevities for people in this unit, I believe, right? They basically just got rid of it overnight. Manager just said that, right? As a matter of fact, in the private sector, right here in New York City, where it has paid family leave, with paid family leave, the city basically co-workers, they said, well, you know what? Now we have to give you leave off, they just got rid of the sick days that they used to give them, right? So if you used to get, this time off and stuff like that, so in basically what private industry does, it says, well, if I'm going to have to give you this, that I'm mandated to give you this, they just take away some of the stuff that they were given to begin with.
And you still have to pay for what
And you
they
still
do.
got to pay for it, right? So it's not. And so look, our members, we have an older population because some people dedicate and said, I'm going to stay in the job for a while, and so family leave is important in the sense that if you're a young family, but in truth, I may have to take off work to take care of my grandmother, right? Or I'm not having a kid, but my spouse may get sick, and so it is important for us and for our workforce. But the question is, how much is it worth for us, right? Because if we want the city to pay for it, right? And make sure on the outside people are paying for it, right? In the state, everybody's getting a deduction on their check for paid family leave, right? For outside, non-union workers, non-public employees, because they can't just impose it on us. We have to negotiate that, right? And so that's whether we do something around that is a different story, right? And then so that's where we are on that. All right.
Any other question for Brother Mark? Do not the tri-bar.
Okay. You want me to talk about what portion
because
of it?
if the contract expires,
Yes.
management can just knock off
Yes.
some of the benefits.
Yeah. So for example, right? So currently we have it set up. One of the reasons why there's labor peace. One of the reasons why there's labor peace is that when you have a contract and the contract expires, the term and conditions continue up until you get a new contract or a change, right? So now the city can say, well, you know what? We'll give you your money, but you know what? All this other extra stuff that you get, gone, right? And they can take that stuff away, right? And they say, you know what? Now you no longer have a union. You have a less active base, right? You have people who choose to leave the union, and for whatever reason or not, right? And they could walk away from the union. So we're negotiating, and if we're not negotiating, one of the reasons why we have labor peace is so that we can continue the day-to-day business, right? That doesn't have an impact on the public, with the understanding that we continue, that everything stays the same, if we no longer have that union, we're not representing everybody, right? And we only if we walk away from the tripartite doctrine, which basically says, you know what, there's no more labor peace, then what you have is chaos, right? You can have people in one agency decide to, they don't want it as bad as, you could go back to those days, because it was like that at one point. Go back to the days where you're in the same title, in a different agency, and then they said, you know what, I want to be over here in my own union. I want to go over here. Can you imagine if they had to negotiate 10 titles in a row, 10 different health insurance plans, right? Or they could say, you know, we don't want to provide health insurance anymore. We don't want to provide health insurance anymore. And say, you know what, you're on your own. As a man, I negotiated for a contract on the outside, and literally we got this new group in, and they were very upset that these members voted to join DC 37 and leave some storefront union. And they was like, well, you know what, the health insurance is this much, and you know it costs this much, so we're gonna we want to, you know, we don't have to continue paying that. And I was like, we were like, no, there's laws that govern that, right? But in truth, there are certain things in the contract that they could basically say, you know, we're not going to do it anymore, or lock you out, or vice versa, right? But at this point, we don't have that because of the tripartite doctrine.
Thank you.
Right?
Any question for Brother Mark?
I have a question. You still do the finger image people?
Yes, we do. At
Okay.
OCME. Yes.
The private
Yes.
finger imaging for the welfare group?
Yes, APHIS.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
APHIS,
yes.
okay.
They just made a local for them.
Oh, they
So,
did, yeah. Okay.
Look, when we come to this meeting, we want to be informed, we want to be educated, we want to understand the situation, and I know I'm going to go back to it just for 2 seconds. We do not just want to talk crap, right? So we asked Brother Mark to come here, right? So we have this, we leave here more informed, more intelligent, more aware, we have more tools, right? So, than when we came in. You follow what we are saying, right? And that's why we asked Brother Mark. The other point I just want to bring to your attention, see, I circulated this in the meanwhile, Brother Mark.
Yes, sir.
I always call it Koch from here, Koch, right? So I know it's Cook. From the Cook Brothers Academy, conservative settling for the long haul. Work with me, let me stand. They are settling for the long haul. All that Mark has said, hear me now, Mark is my friend. Mark has a doctorate, Mark is a big shot, right? But all that Mark has said, right? If it was, Mark is here, so I won't use any other. But Brother Mark, all that he has said is given that things are relatively stable. These guys have a long-term plan to destroy us, right? You remember when the brother, this brother here, his mother was his mother was what you call the face cream.
Lauder?
Ron Lauder. You remember Ron Lauder?
Running for mayor.
You remember Ron Lauder?
Term limits.
Right? His mother was the
Estee
Lauder
Lauder.
thing,
Estee
Estee
Lauder.
Lauder.
Yes.
Now work with me. Ron went in there, and you remember the 2-term?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? They are there long term. He didn't want to run. But see the amount of things that's going on. Now, Bloomberg came in and did his thing. If these guys have a long term goal, all that Mark is saying is giving reasonable people. Right? Like, you know, we have the Blasio and things like that. But suppose they put their people in there. Just like how they put Donald up there. They put their people here. All of these things that Brother Marjorie spoke about is history. So all I'm telling you is that once you go up there, right, you have to talk to the members and in this way, that look, right, the union, whether you like the union or not, right, is in your interest to preserve it, to make sure. And this is why this is another reason why I'm bitter. And I'm just saying this other piece. People call me. Reed, there is the, you know, they sweet me up. President Reed, you know what I mean? We have this respiratory therapist convention in Las Vegas. I'd want to go. Now, they shop sweat, you know, and people call me. And I'm saying, God damn it, hear this craziness. If somebody really wants to go, the first thing you have got to do, how much it costs, when is it, and so on and so forth. If we are a union, if Johannes called me like that, I organize to fire him immediately, because he's treasurer. And the first thing he has got to do is to quantify. He's a treasurer. And if he comes to me with something like that, I'm serious about it. I organize for him to be overthrown. Because if the treasurer is coming and say he wants to go to the place and doesn't say how much money, he takes me for a fool. Either he's a fool or he takes me for a fool. You understand? Right? The first thing somebody has got to do, how much money? So I said, okay, how much money? I haven't said anything to that. I don't even bother answer that. Because he doesn't deserve an answer. If he's going to, I know I'm repeating it. If he's going to call me and say, look, I want to go to the place. This is local money. The local have the money because I do 3 set of people work. And I want nobody ever see me in a car. Nobody ever see me in a taxi. Nobody ever see me in a taxi. Nobody ever see me in a car. You follow? Nobody, there's no secretary, there's nobody there. Right? So I do 3, 4 people worth of things. So the little money that is there is the people's money. And I'm not wasting the people's money. If I was wasting it, it wouldn't be there. And this is why I can get rid of treasurers. Because I'm not stealing anything. So if a treasurer can't say that they have something that they copy and have there, or they know where something is. So we turn over a treasurer just like that. Madama is not here, the treasurer before, or not here. If I was stealing anything, or if they have anything, I couldn't do that. You've asked the treasurer here. And I'm saying if he come to me crop, I organize to overthrow him. You're the first you hear me use a word like that. You follow the first you hear me use a word like that.